Hello friends, welcome to the platform of Darshanik. This is Akshay Kadam. So guys, today on this platform of Darshanik, I am going to discuss with you some previous year paper questions of ethics. So guys, in today's lecture, I am going to discuss with you, ethics paper from APSC examination, that is Assam State Civil Service examination. So guys, APSC syllabus is same as UPSC ka syllabus, and so in this new syllabus of Assam State Civil Service examination, APSC has conducted exam twice. And in today's class I am going to discuss with you Assam State Civil Services CCE Mains 2022 exam ka ethics paper questions. So guys, in this lecture I am going to discuss with you how to introduce the answer to the ethics question, how to structure the main body, how to conclude, whatever suffixes used in the question like discuss, comment, highlight, illustrate, how to tackle those suffixes, what these suffixes mean, how to interpret them, and how to structure your answer. So let's discuss some ethics questions from APSC CCE Mains 22 paper. But before that guys, I want to tell you that I have my Darshanik IS app, link is given below in the description, where I have launched comprehensive courses for UPSC ethics paper and APSC ethics paper ke liye. There I have discussed this ethics paper comprehensively for 150 plus hours, and these courses of mine will be one-stop solution for all your UPSC ethics paper needs or APSC ke ethics paper needs. You don't have to study anything else than those classes and the notes that I will provide. So let's discuss some question from APSC CCE Mains 2022 ethics paper. Then guys, the fourth question under APSC CCE's 2022 exam of ethics paper. So guys, in that ethics paper, fourth question was very straightforward, factual. So describe the recommendation of second ARC commission for code of conduct. So ARC का report काफी बड़ा है, उसमें भी code of conduct is also big part. Now you have to write some recommendation from that code of conduct. So this is nothing conceptual as such. Directly recommendation of second ARC on code of conduct are. Now ऐसे question में where there is no critically analyze, justify, illustrate, explain, elucidate, etc. all this kind of question, you don't have to worry much about introduction, conclusion, analysis. Directly question was straightforward. Describe the recommendation. So highlight the recommendation, enlist the recommendation, etc. So directly jitne zyada recommendation you could give, quickly write them down. So this question directly, so I will give you, use these notes as it is, mug it these pointers as it is and write them if question comes again, or if question comes in UPSC, or if you are from other state civil service, giving other state civil service exam, write those pointers as it is. I have filtered and given you most important recommendation on civil service code of conduct rules. So here one of the major recommendation was old jo civil service code of conduct rule hai 1964 ka law is outdated. And this law is only in do's and don'ts format. So bring back new code of ethics law. Then public service की जो values है in should be clearly defined. उसके लिए एक bill आया था, public service values bill 2006. On my app YouTube channel I have recorded one lecture on that. Check out that lecture, public service values bill 2006 का. Second ARC said वो public service value 2006 का जो bill है, that should get implemented. And ये जो code of values है should not be there only for IS, IPS or higher bureaucracy, should be applicable all the way to the lower bureaucracy and to the all organizations. At the same time, whose duty it is to carry on these values. अब अभी एक वीडियो आता महाराष्ट्र के सीएम का, opposition accused him that he went to one rally, और when he went to a rally उनके साथ जो पुलिस ऑफिसर्स थे, they were carrying big black bags. क्या था उस black bags में? Opposition said there was a black money. So if minister has asked police to carry the bag, he will carry. Issue is very dangerous here. So whose authority, right, it is to ensure bureaucracy works with ethics. This code of values, code of ethics are implemented, get enforced, ministers ka. So then second years also talk about code of conduct, code of ethics for ministers, code of conduct for MLAs and MPs for legislatures. And then they said these code of ethics values jo hai, should not be just motivational, they should be made legally punishable. Okay, for their violation there should be strict sanction against their violations. So few these important recommendation you have to describe. So it is very straightforward answer, so I will directly discuss this point by point. So what the first recommendation was, while the central government has issued conduct rules for government employees known as Central Civil Service Conduct Rule 1964, they said सेकेंड ARC कि 1964 के बाद we have never tried to change this code of conduct rule, code of ethics policy, we never tried to bring it back. This policy is old. उसके बाद social media has came, many bureaucrats use social media etc. Situation has changed, we have not updated the law. So first of all, scrap this, bring new law and make it legally punishable, and its value should be clearly defined. Three major recommendations. So it does not lay down values which civil services should uphold. Okay, it only very ambiguous in nature, and rules are more in the nature of do's and don'ts. Do this, don't do this. This 64 ka law does not clearly define these are the values and you have to act as per those values. Okay, it's more in nature of do's and don'ts. So rules are totally inadequate to deal with cases of malfeasance, misconduct, and especially 64 ka law is not applicable in 21st century India mein, when you have social media, when citizens are so much empowered, so much active. Okay, there is so much of political activism, citizen में भी इतना activism है, then we need to change these laws, okay, with respect to changing culture of governance. And so these rules are totally inadequate to deal with cases of malfeasance, misconduct of public servant, as they give numerous escape routes for the unscrupulous. So it gives a lot of escape routes to unscrupulous people, and it is a time to discard these rules and bring new code of ethics for civil servant. So bring new code of ethics law for civil servant, the first recommendation. Then while India lacks prescribed code of ethics for civil servant, other countries have implemented such a code. Then they said India may no such a code of ethics policy is there, okay, which is legally applicable. So बाकी countries में not only there is code of ethics guidelines, they are implemented legally, and we should have such a law, and parliament should pass such a law to further specify duties and responsibilities. और उस लाइन में Indian government brought new law, Manmohan Singh government, then Public Service Bill 2006, which got lapsed in 2011-2012 के around. It did not become law. Okay, so with 2014 में when Manmohan Singh government went out of power, the bill got lapsed. उसके बाद no work has been done to reintroduce it. To further specify duties and responsibilities, it is proposed to establish Public Service Code and Public Service Management Code. Then they said bring two new code of ethics. Okay, Public Service Code of Ethics and Public Service Management Code. Management Code regarding promotion, transfers, overall management of the bureaucracy. तो दो code of policy you should bring. Then Public Service Values, ये जो bill बोला मैंने 2006 का, towards which all public servants should aspire, should be clearly defined and made applicable to all tiers of government and parastatal organization. So bring this law, okay, Public Service Code of Ethics policy, Public Service Management Code, and it should be made applicable to all organization, parastatals, मतलब public sector undertakings, armed forces, paramilitary forces, all organization under government. This law should be made applicable to all of them, and it should clearly define, okay, the values for the civil servant, and also have sanctions against those violations. Then any transgression of these values should be treated as misconduct, inviting clear-cut punishments. अभी जो punishment है ना, okay, they are given to the वो department का head. If you work as IS and you report to divisional commissioner, and as a district collector you did something wrong, okay, then divisional commissioner in appraisal etc. will punish you. He will give you less mark. He will give you show cause notice etc. Depending on transgression, you might get suspended etc. So along with that, they said there should be some sanctions mentioned in the policy. Don't leave that to the boss. Okay, they are not executing these sanctions strictly. So violation of code would lead to punishments similar to the existing major minor penalties administered by head of the institution and organizations. Okay, so violation of code would lead to punishment, और अभी जो existing major minor penalties है which are administered by head of the institution, along with those major minor penalties that boss will sanction, we should have separate sanctions in the law. Then conflict of interest पे separately उन्होंने बोला था that conflict of interest is very big issue. In my app classes guys, I discuss in detail this topic of conflict of interest, Then what are different types of conflict of interest? That perceived, potential, actual conflict of interest. Then different types of conflict of interest I have discussed: personal and professional. Okay, then conflicting organization, conflicting responsibilities, financial conflict of interest, non-financial conflict of interest, all of this, and how to deal with those conflict of interest. Okay, different ways like declaration, annual declaration, event-based declaration, divestiture, recusal, recruit, okay, restrict, etc. So all these guys I have discussed in 2-hour lecture on my app classes. So link is given below in the description. Do check out those classes. So these higher values in governance, guys, okay, which are very important: management of conflict of interest, regulation of discretionary power, why discretionary power is a necessary evil. All this I have discussed there, along with concept like citizen charter, social audit, Sevottam model, all in very much in detail. But here just I will add this point, that one of the recommendation of ARC was that in code of ethics policy that we will bring, code of conduct policy that government should bring, conflict of interest should be separately handled. So conflict of interest should be comprehensively covered in the code of ethics and in the code of conduct for officers. Okay, this conflict of interest is getting mismanaged tremendously, and so it has to be very strictly defined, regulated comprehensively in the new law. Then guys, it also talked about creation of public service authority, okay, also envisioned in this recommendation to oversee code implementation, uphold indicated values and provide advice on matter related to values and code. अब ये जो लॉ बनेगा उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन एग्जीक्यूशन के लिए देयर शुड बी वैल्यू पब्लिक सर्विस अथॉरिटीज, एक सेपरेट बॉडी जिसका एक ही काम होगा चेकिंग दिस implementation of these values. If someone violates, are they getting punished as per those values, etc. And if there are any loopholes, okay, how to upgrade this code of ethics law, etc. To do that, they suggested creation of public service authority, a separate body. Okay, the need for code of ethics for ministers who will get these values implemented. Political commitment is very important, political motivation, and that's why we need to have code of ethics separately for ministers. So commission is of the view that dedicated unit should be set up in offices of prime minister and chief ministers across the state to monitor the observance of this code of conduct. PM and CMs should get this law enforced very strongly. Okay, and there should be not only PM and CMs, okay, for all other ministers also there should be code of conduct, code of ethics. They should know do's and don'ts, okay, and they should be treating the bureaucracy as per those code of ethics principles. Then guys, prime minister or the chief ministers should be duty bound to ensure observance of this code of ethics and code of conduct by ministers. और ये जो भी observance है guys, as per this law, whatever decision has been taken, prime minister and chief minister should be laying, okay, this observance और उसके जो reports बनाए before लोकसभा और विधानसभा कि पिछले साल में ऐसे ऐसे ऑब्जर्वेशन हुए, वायलेशन के, इतनी कंप्लेंट्स आई, एंड एज अ चीफ मिनिस्टर, एज अ प्राइम मिनिस्टर, आई टुक दिस डिसीजन, एंड ये रहा रिपोर्ट दैट शुड बी प्रेजेंटेड बिफोर लोकसभा एंड विधानसभा. एंड ऑल्सो ऑल स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर्स में जो एमएलए एमपीज हैं, दे ऑल्सो समटाइम्स बिहेव वेरी अनइथिकली, अनप्रोफेशनली, मिसबिहेव विद ब्यूरोक्रेसी, मिसबिहेव विद पब्लिक. अभी जो हैदराबाद में पोलिंग स्टेशन में जो इशू हुआ कि वहां का जो लोकल एमएलए है, ही ब्रोक द लाइन एंड एंटर्ड द लाइन polling station में, one person objected and so he slapped that person and his people even attacked and that person. So that kind of behavior guys, MLA MPs के लिए भी there should be code of ethics policy. If they misbehave like that, there should be 2-year suspension of those MLAs or 2-term suspension, 1-term suspension, like that. There should be clear sanctions. So all state legislatures may adopt code of ethics and code of conduct for their members. Okay, and that's how guys this recommendation of second ARC on code of conduct. Second ARC का report काफी बड़ा है. Their recommendation on good governance, recommendation on code of ethics, recommendation on graft or corruption measures, recommendation on citizen-centric governance. Lot of recommendation they have given. Okay, all I will discuss with you on my app classes in detail. So thanks for listening guys, and stay tuned for more questions of this Assam State Civil Service exam के paper का analysis में. So check out my Darshanik IAS YouTube channel for more such a question. I have uploaded new UPSC का 23 का paper. Okay, do check out that paper also and answers to those questions. And also join me on UPSC Ethics for Telegram channel to download these notes. I will share PDF there, and my app ka link which is on available on Google Play App Store is given below in the description. And also if you have any issue, wants to contact me, my telephone number is right here available. You can WhatsApp me anytime on this number. So thanks for listening guys, and stay tuned.